Hello, everyone. Over the years, a lot of viewers have been asking about seafarer contracts. About the terms and conditions, details, who pays for what. So now we'll be diving into that topic to give you a better idea on how these contracts actually work. For the great majority of seafarers, each shipboard assignment is governed by a contract, which roughly means we are employees only from the moment we join the ship up to the time that we sign off and disembark. Now, I said roughly because the specific conditions differ depending on a lot of variables like your country's regulations and company policy, among other things. For example, for Filipino seafarers, our contract takes effect the moment we pass through immigration to exit the Philippines. That means the starting point of our salary begins right there. Now, that being said, our contract ends the moment we pass through immigration when we return to the Philippines. That means our remaining salary is counted up to the date indicated on the immigration stamp. I don't know if this is the same for seafarers of other nationalities, but that's the general idea. Now, travel. Of course, to join the ship, seafarers need to go where the ship is, and for the most part, travel by air and land, and sometimes even by boat, is necessary to reach the ship. In some cases, seafarers also need to stay at a hotel to wait for their ship. This sometimes happens if the schedule suddenly changes for some reason. But in any case, all travel expenses, including meals, are shouldered by the company, and all of these are facilitated by the company's appointed agent. The same goes for when seafarers sign off after completion of their contract. The company pays for all expenses until the seafarers arrive at their point of origin. Now, contract duration. Again, this depends on a lot of factors like company policy, nationality of seafarer, rank, ship type. But as an example, my contract duration is 6 months, and that has a clause of plus or minus 1 month, meaning I could go home when I reach the fifth month. Good luck with that. Or I could be extended up to 7 months. Now, for some ship types like container ships and car ships, which are liners, or ships that ply a specific or fixed trade route on a regular basis, it's quite easy for the office to manage and facilitate crew rotations as the schedules are more or less fixed, and the ports that they go to are almost always very near to the cities. You know, civilization. But for tramping vessels like bulk carriers and tankers, the ports of call are most of the time random, and in some instances, these ports are located in far flung places like coastal jungles, desert islands, and sometimes they don't go into port at all. Especially for tankers, there will be more times when cargo operations are done offshore, ship to ship only. Suffice to say, it's very difficult to manage crew changes for these type of ships. So more often than not, the crew tends to go over their contract duration because of inconvenient ports. Which brings us to the next question. Do seafarers get a bonus if they have to stay longer after their contract duration? For the great majority of seafarers, no, they don't get bonuses. But like I said earlier, their employment continues until the time they sign off and reach their home country. So salary is continuous. Although there are a few, and I mean very, very few companies that actually give bonuses or a salary increase if seafarers stay beyond their contract duration. Very, very few. Now, After seafarers sign off, do they still receive a salary or standby pay? Again, for the great majority of seafarers, technically no. Although, some seafarers from other companies might argue that they do receive standby pay. But here's the reality. Like I said, seafarers are contractual, so everything that they will ever receive is indicated in the contract. Some companies are smart and will give the illusion that the seafarers they employ are treated as regular employees, and so they receive salary while they are on leave. But the truth is, the supposed salary they receive while on leave and waiting for their next contract is actually the leave pay, which they have already earned during the previous contract. The company merely withholds it and releases it in monthly increments and eventually pays it in full as soon as the seafarer signs on for another contract. Why do they do this? I can think of a few reasons, but one of them is to exert some measure of control over the seafarers. Now, not all companies do this. Most will give the seafarers their complete leave pay together with their final wages, all in one go. Why? Because, as I've said, they already earned it and it is rightfully theirs. The contract has been completed, so it only makes sense to conclude the business by completely paying the seafarer for services rendered. So, after seafarers sign off and go on vacation for a few months, and now they want to sign up for another contract, where do they go? Well, if they did a good job on the previous shipboard assignment, it will appear on their record. This makes them suitable to be rehired or even promoted by the same company. Now, if they did a crappy job or have attitude problems and basically made life miserable for everyone else on board, that would also appear on their evaluation, and depending on the severity of their offenses, it might be enough reason for the company to not rehire them. If that happens, they have no choice but to try their luck and apply for a job in other companies. In any case, if they do get rehired, can they choose which ship to be assigned to? For the lower ranks, let's just say you can't be choosy about shipboard assignments. Competition is very stiff at that level, so it might be best to grab whatever is offered, whenever it is offered. Well, depending on how much you really need the job at that moment. Now, for the higher ranks like captain and chief engineer, especially if you've been in the company for quite some time, the office might allow you the privilege of refusing or agreeing to a shipboard assignment. It depends. In my experience, it's give and take. They do you a favor for now. Next time, you'll have to do one for them. Like, they'll assign you to a brand new ship this time, but next time, you'll have to join an old ship. Something like that. Now, in case for some reason the seafarer doesn't like the terms and conditions imposed by the company, or if another company offers a bigger salary and better privileges, there's really nothing holding the seafarer back from jumping ship, so to speak. Well, they'll basically be doing the same job but with bigger pay and better conditions. Greener pastures. What are you gonna do? So, more or less, that gives an overview of how seafarer contracts work. Like I said, specific details will be different depending on factors like nationality, company policy, ship type, but the general idea is pretty much the same. Now, I know some of you are wondering why I did not discuss how much salary do seafarers get. Well, that is a very complicated topic. There is no one correct answer because, like the other details in the terms and conditions, the salary is dictated by factors like nationality, company policy, ship type, rank. You get the idea. Plus, personally, I find comparing salaries, especially in a public platform, as unethical. I've seen some seafarers in YouTube who made videos about salaries, but their view was so limited to their own experiences only. Well, most of them are younger guys and in the lower ranks, and probably have only been in one or two companies for their entire career, so they really don't know the scope of the topic that they try to explain. So, yeah, sorry, but that will never be a topic in my videos. But if any of you are really interested to find out or just get an idea, Google can help you better with this. Anyway, I hope you found today's episode very informative. If you have questions, just leave them in the comment section. Once again, thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next one.